Alright guys, it's Wagon. Now we're playing everyone's favourite champion, Dredge. Now, you either love him or you hate him, because he's seen as a troll character, and he is very noob friendly if you are using the talent Scuttle, that is, where you just reload spam and get free kills. But if you play his other talents, it will actually help you improve. Like, I've actually improved a lot with Dredge, and there's been plenty of games where I've like carried and done a lot of damage. Now, with this video, we're going to split it into two parts. So the first part is I'm just going to address someone's comment. They wanted me to show them how to aim with him. Now, you are thinking just spam away, but I mean, I'm just going to show you a few tips. And then after, I'm going to show you a gameplay of me playing against a Kinessa and a Leon. Now, both of those characters can burst you down, and I was playing on an open map. I think it was Frog Isle, and I just had to play a bit smart. And you're just going to see how I've improved. So hopefully the video helps you guys, and if you like the video, drop a like please. Okay, now let's get into this. So my first tip I'd say to help you improve your aim is to probably change his default reticle. Now, I am used to it, but for some people they might find it difficult because no other champion really has it. It has the 3 lines, and it can be quite confusing where to aim. But what you want to do is, so basically, the grenade goes above the top line, so you want to factor that in. So if you want to ever go for like direct shots, move the line lower, because the grenade will directly go like slightly above it, which is quite weird how they done that, but I'm not sure why they done that, but yeah. So if you are using a talent such as Hurl, where you're going to keep spamming your harpoon, those 3 lines might not be very useful for you. It might be confusing, but if you're a person who loves to use like his main weapon all the time, it gives you an indicator like where to hit. So it's a trade-off. But if you just find it completely, it blocks your vision, you hate it, I'd say go with the precision one. That's the second one I go for. So I either go with the default one, or if I'm versing like an Eevee or a Mave who just jumps around, the lines are not very helpful there. You want the precision one. So that's one of my tips. Go which one you feel comfortable with. The circle one I used to like, but I'm not really a fan of anymore. For me, it's precision or default. That's what I go for. Okay, so for long range gunfights, you do want to lob the grenade, so you have to aim a lot higher, because the grenade needs to, travel to them, so it doesn't travel in a straight path. So similar to Bomb King if you do play him, but I do find him actually easier because he can detonate the bomb when he wants to, so before it reaches the target or behind them. So look, I'll just show you here, look. The harpoon travels straight, but look how high I have to aim just to get a grenade on him. So you got to factor that in. But the good thing with Dredge is that he's decent at any range, to be honest. If you know how to aim with him, he's actually good at any range. Close, medium, and long range. Okay, so his default weapon is easy to use, but it's kind of hard to master. So what you need to realize is that it needs to hit a surface before it detonates. So that's with Broadside and his main weapon. So look, if it hits a wall, it doesn't blow up, look. So once you realize that, you know that you can use surfaces to your advantage. So at close range, what I do, I like to aim at the ground and pop up the grenade so it blows up in their face, and it kind of deters them from rushing you. And also with Broadside, it needs to hit the wall or a surface, and then it blows up. Then it arms, it starts, charging up, and then it blows up. But Broadside is more obvious. Now, because he's a blaster character, he doesn't need to directly see the character. You need to realize that. Sometimes I've done that plenty of times where I'm used to just playing a character and I'm just standing out in the open. Dredge, you can be around the corner and get damage. You can sometimes they don't even need to see me, but I'm doing damage, which is great. So just learn that some surfaces you can bounce off the wall, and people are kind of delayed. They don't realize that they're getting shot sometimes with his regular attack. Like, you just hear the spam, you hear the noise, you're taking damage, but you don't directly see it. So you can be creative with it. There's plenty of times I'm behind a box maybe, and I'm shooting them. And say if there's a Stritz, the Stritz needs a line of sight on me, but I don't need, I need to peek him. So just trying to be smart over, his grenades. But yeah, it has to hit the surface first before it blows up. So yeah, as I said before, like, you want to sometimes spam on the ground, so the grenade blows up in their face and it does the whole area damage. But direct shots do more damage, so it does 850. But I know if you hit the ground, it does like, it depends where they are in the circle of explosions. But with some champions, you want to directly hit them, maybe because like they're low health. But sometimes you don't have time to like directly aim at them. But if I'm using a big spike, I'll just throw the spike at them and just direct shot them, and they're basically out of the game. But sometimes you're caught off guard, just spam on the ground, it blows up in their face, and also you want to walk backwards. It does help. You're not taking damage. They're trying to get to you. They're eating grenades, and then sometimes it forces them to back up. Or if they do chase you, they're dead. So depends on your situation. Sometimes you're caught off guard and you don't have time to aim. Yeah, just aim at the ground. Now let's talk about his bread and butter, because I see everyone just use broadside. But guys, you want to get used to his main weapon. That's all I can say. But broadside is his most infamous ability, because all dredges do normally is just spam it. Now, it can be effective at getting people off the point. It's there for zoning, not ideally getting damage. You can just keep firing them on the point, and you do get a few kills. But I've had times where I'm a tank, and Dredge keeps spamming broadside. I'm just moving around. He's not getting me off the point. It may kill my teammates, which can be annoying, but it's not killing me. So the only time I really use it is for zoning, if you want to block a corridor, or if I want to use it like this, where the Drogo's try to ult me. Broadside is used also to protect you, so if multiple people are rushing you, I'll spam broadside because it does more damage. It also has like a loud sound. It's visually, you cannot see really, and it's scary. If you do not want to go into it. The only time I've ever dared really to go for it is like when I'm Rom, because Rom can eat anything. I mean, he's a big tank, he just doesn't care. But even then, it can hurt Rom. You also want to use his ultimate the same way, so to either protect yourself or protect your teammate. So if there's a Drogo's rushing you, use the ultimate, because he's going to steer away. Or he might want to trade the kill, it don't matter, but it protects you. Also, if someone's, say for example, your teammate's going to get ulted, you can drop the broadside, or you can drop your ultimate. It just scares off the team, and you can either secure kills, or just, yeah, the whole purpose of Dredge is basically, you do not get an point until you deal with me. That's his character. That's why you get rushed a lot. You also need to be able to just be calm, because you do get rushed a lot. You get focused a lot, because he's just annoying. He's just an annoying character, but I love him. I love playing as him. So let me give you 2 examples of what I've done, like when I've used broadside and my ultimate, and then we're going to go into the gameplay. I know I've been talking quite a bit, but it's not that easy to cover like all his abilities. I know it's simple, but if you use this mindset, you're going to go far, you're going to improve. So this is an example of how I would zone. So for example, if I'm using a big spike, which I normally use, my spike could be on the side, I'll be hitting the point, and if I hear footsteps or someone's trying to rush me, I'll broadside the other side, and it kind of stops them from rushing me. Like, you don't really want to go into that. Okay, so this is where you're going to see all my tips, how they work together. So right now I'm just spamming the point, I'm hitting grenades off the ground. So here I go for the direct shot because he's being hit by Makoa and he's basically dead. Here I'm bouncing off the ground because it's a kind of a weird surface there. So here, look, I start missing the grenades. So what do? I aim to the ground so the grenade bounces up and hits him. Now Terminus nearly wrecks me there, but I put my ultimate to make him back up because he's a melee champion, he can rush me. So right here I'm just spamming at Dredge. And look, I broadside it so I can cut him off for a little bit, and then I can start continuing doing damage. Now, I do get taken out, but you can just see what I'm trying to do here. So, look, right here, he's too close. He's right in my face, so I start bouncing the grenades up. But unfortunately, I do get wrecked there. But you see what I'm trying to do, right, guys? So, hopefully that did help. Okay, so it's now onto the gameplay. So, as usual, I put my portal behind, so if I ever need to fall back, I can retreat. So right there I use my broadside in the beginning. I just used that so they backed up a bit, and then this is where I start using the regular grenades. Now what I'm doing here is quite silly. I mean, I'm putting the portal in cover and I'm exposing myself. This is where I get smart. I'm thinking, okay, I can use the bots as cover to then start doing damage. but it was too late because the Ram rushed me. As he pushed me up, I could have went back to my portal, but I got sniped by the Knesset. So they're doing a bit of tag teaming right there. So to be honest, there's not much I could have done there, but that's part of the game. So right now we're trying to get this point back. So Ram is rushing us, and to be honest, with all of us there, Ram doesn't really stand a chance. I mean, he used his dash and he's basically stuck there. So I'm deciding, let me go for the point now. So I used a bit of my regular attacks, and then I used Broadside just to clear them off the point, because it doesn't matter who you are, you really need to back up from that. You do not want to be shot by that. So I'm just holding the point a bit because no one's with me right now, but as everyone starts stacking the point, I do eventually, move up. But normally, if there's someone next to me or the tank's on the point, that's it, I'm gone. I'm moving straight up to start zoning these people. So you always want a portal right next to you so you can back up, because he doesn't really have mobility. There are ways to, give yourself mobility, but he's pretty slow in general, unless you don't buy nimble or you use one of his cars to like boost yourself up with the broadside. But yeah, my position was very bad there. Normally I put the portal, like, I always focus on my portal placement before I even engage. I see a lot of people, they just rush in and then they think about it after. Like, you always want to think about where your portals are. So right here I'm just holding it down because our flank gets killed and also our healer. So right now I'm just going to hold this area. Now you're going to see the enemies group up. This is what I want, believe me. So I'm spamming grenades, but I'm not trying to directly hit them now. I'm actually putting it behind them. So there was Leon and Ram in the corner. I was actually spamming behind them because I knew my teammate's going to go down that little alley bit, and also they need to back up. So they're just going to go straight into my grenades. Now, this is here where I realised I'm using Hurl. I thought I was using Abyss Spike. So look, right here, I'm starting spamming. When I was playing the game, I was like, wait a minute, I'm using Hurl. So Hurl is good if you want to verse snipers, but I will say, if you start using Abyss Spike, that's the best way, because you can throw the harpoon at the enemy. It does 1000 damage. It also kind of slows them. And if you want to be a bigger prick, like me sometimes, I have the extra slow on my loadout. So if you're versing like a sniper, that's one of the best things you can do. If you're versing Stritz or Knesset, peek out, throw the Abyss Spike, and then peek out again, and then like either one shot or two shot them. A lot of people think Hurl is the best for dealing with snipers. Me, I would say Abyss Spike. Yeah, I would definitely say go for that. And the thing with Hurl is that you're exposing yourself more often. So with a sniper, you don't want to keep peeking them. You can trade, but you don't need to keep peeking them because you're taking a lot of damage. Now, here is where my tips come in handy. Remember I said use your broadside just to cut off areas? Like, right here, I just want them not to rush me here, but also I can focus on this Leon here. So yeah, it's just a weird spot. They can't rush me from here. They have to take the long line of sight. And I mean, she decided, but ooh. Now I love the way she made me shut up there, but the thing is, she was playing it risky, because even if she passed that area, if I was like ready and she didn't use her ultimate, she would have died. But I couldn't get into my portal in time, and if you're below a certain health, like Leon, her ultimate would just kill you. But she ran through there. If she went through there, she would have died. She would have passed it, and then I would just grenaded the ground, and she would have been dead. So right there, I got a bit too aggressive. Even now, I'm being a bit too aggressive. But I want my revenge. I'm taking back what's mine, okay? So I love that prediction shot. Let me just slow that down. That prediction shot was quite nice. I knew she was rushing me because look how weak I was, guys. Look how weak. Just look. Look, even when I'm low health, don't rush me. Don't get that confidence, okay? I will still shut you down, okay? Just remember, humble yourself. Humble, stay humble, okay? Okay, so this is the last point fight. It's all or nothing, okay? So I'll put my portal back as usual, and then I just broadside a little bit, and then we're slowly pushing up. So I'm thinking I'm going to get a little bit aggressive because my teammates are kind of, yeah, they're not very aggressive. Even my flank is not really doing much. So I'm slowly pushing, and I'm making sure I'm moving to the left so Knesset can't really shoot me. So right now I hear a Maeve. Now, Hurl is probably the best talent for Maeve, but also Abyss Spike does shut her down. So right now, I realize I'm just not in a good spot. I'm missing all my harpoons. Let me just get out of there. So I also have the jump card in my loadout. I always use that jump card. It just helps you reposition. Now, I wanted to get her with the ultimate, but my aiming was just terrible. But this is where I'm like, you know what? I've had enough. Now, I want this Canessa dead. And also, watching this back, I could have just used my harpoon to hurt, just keep throwing them at her, but I kept forgetting, I think, this game. But you can see how high I had to aim at her to try and get the grenade to lob, but it kept hitting the damn sides. So right now, I'm like, you know, I've had enough. Like, well, I'm just gonna rush you, dude. I just want to change this game, but right here, I got a bit too aggressive. I'm just trying to like find her, but look, yeah, you can just see right there. I need to aim lower. It bounced off the wall and done no damage. So now, guys, I'm stressing. I'm like, I need to get back on this point fight. I'm playing a bit too dumb here. But yeah, my main tip I'd say is try and be calm, because sometimes when I died like that, I was annoyed. I was like, let me get back to the point. I want to kill her. But I was like, you know what? Let me just play this calm. So everyone's on the point. This is when you want a broadside. If you see more than 2 people, just broadside it, because that's when they're playing stupid. Now, it's time to kill this Leon, and she hates me, but look, she even goes for the ult, but I'm like, you can't kill me. You know that. And I hit her with the Uno card. I just slap it. And then also I kill the Canessa and a triple kill. Now, I had to show off a little bit, but that's the game.